Hello, my name is Galen Findlay with Incline Software, producer of Ancestral Quest. In this video, I'll demonstrate the value of a personal family tree by showing techniques for doing initial research and making initial entries into a personal database, with an eye towards sharing this information with a community database when appropriate. In Value of a Personal Family Tree Part 1, I outlined some of the broad issues involved. In this video, I'll do a case study to help illustrate these concepts. I have selected the family of George Horsley and Nell Campbell, ancestors related to me. Some records of this family are already in FamilySearch Family Tree and also in my own Ancestral Quest database, but there's more to find. This family was just starting out in the first part of the 20th century, and I want to look at the 1910 census to see if we've overlooked anything. So let me go to the tree tips for George Horsley, drop down to the list of hints in FamilySearch, and see if I can find that 1910 census. And there it is. I always prefer to look at the original document, so let me click on this image, zoom in, and see if I can locate this family. There we are, George Horsley, his wife Alice, and their oldest 3 children. Let's see, we have here Mildred on the census and in our database, Stratford, and then we have an Anna in the census that is not here in our database. So let's go ahead and add Anna. I'm going to come back here to Ancestral Quest, and I'll make it so I can see the census at the same time. We're going to add a child. Now, she was 7 years old at this census. This is the 1910 census. She would have been born roughly 1902 or 1903. Let's put in 1902. And where was she born? Somewhere in Idaho. That's all we know about her from this census, so I'll go ahead and save this. I could take a second and verify other information on this census compared with what we have, but I'll trust that things are in pretty good shape. At this point, we also want to make sure we have documented this information. So I'm going to add a record to Anna to say that she lived at this particular place at this time and source this census record as the document. So let's open up Anna's record, add a residence event, the date on this census, so we know that she lived here on that date. I could put in the 19th or the 20th of April. Let's put in the 20th of April for fun. In 1910, in Soda Springs, in Bannock County, Idaho. Let's create a source for this. I have a U.S. Census 1910. Let's go ahead and make sure that's in the format I want it. I'm going to make this be a free-form census. We are now going to go back to the original record and take a look at how it can be cited. When citing this record, I'm going to just take this much of the census information for right now, copy that, paste it here. I don't feel it's appropriate to keep this access date, so I'm going to remove that. We are going to take this George Horsley down to family 61, copy that, and in its place we're going to put %C to indicate that that's going to be filled by citation details. And I'll say OK, and we're going to select that record, create a new citation, and now we're going to paste in that this was the George Horsley head of house family. And that's the way I want my census record to appear. So we'll say OK to that. Now, I've gotten ready a record that can go to every member of the family that was on that census, including the source. I now want to share this event with the other members of the family. We will add a family. And let's go back and review here who was on this census. We had George, Alice, Mildred, Shatford, and Anna. Alice, George, Mildred. We do not have Bertrand or the 2 younger daughters. And Anna is our main person plus these. We'll say OK. And OK, we've now added this residence event with that source to all 5 members of the family at that time. Let me reiterate that I could have added Anna directly into FamilySearch. But at this point, I've learned on censuses, we sometimes don't have their complete name, and just an approximate year feels like it's not enough information to yet share publicly with the world. I want to get more information before I can share this out. Now, to make sure that I don't later forget to add this to FamilySearch, let's tag this record as a visual reminder that we need to eventually add it to FamilySearch. So I'm going to go up to the Tools menu and go down to Tags. You can set up to 7 tags for any purpose you want, and they are each given a color. I have already defined tag number 1 to mean that this person needs to be compared with FamilySearch eventually. So I'm going to, on the selected person, which is Anna, I'm going to now select tag number 1. And before I set this, I want to turn on this special option that I want to see the tag placeholders, because that makes setting tags easier in the future. I'll set the tag. Anna now has the tag set, and there's placeholders where I can easily set other members of the family. Now let's take a look at the 1920 census, see what else we can learn about this family as the family gets a little older. To do that, I'm going to drop down to Anna here, and we're going to take a look to see if that's enough information yet to give us hints on Find My Past. Wow, having just added Anna's name, approximate birth year, and the fact that she's with these parents, Find My Past was able to locate the 1920 census for this family. Let's go ahead and review that. And I want to view the image. And let's zoom in. There's the Horsley family, with George the father, his wife now going by her nickname of Nell. It looks like Mildred has moved out of the house or passed away. Stratford is there with Anna, and we now have 3 more daughters. We have Marguerite, who I've already got in my database, and Marjorie, but there's another daughter here, and it is very hard to read because somebody's written over top. I think the transcriber wrote this as Rosa, so let's add that for now. I'll add a child, Rosa Horsley, and this indicates that her birth year, she is 6 years old in the 1920 census, so she would have been born somewhere around 1913 or 1914. Let's put in 1914 as a guess for right now. And where was she born? This Rose, if I move the census over, she was also born in Idaho. Now, just like I did with the 1910 census, I will now go in to anybody who's on this census, create a residence event with a source record, and share it with all members of the family who belong on this. I won't take the time in the video to let you see me do that, but you understand what needs to be done. Let me take a second here, though, and set the tag for Rosa to say we eventually need to add her also to FamilySearch. Now, I won't bore you with all the details of a lot of research I've done using Find My Past hints, advanced searches on Ancestry.com, and MyHeritage. And because I've not yet added Anna to FamilySearch, I haven't been able to take advantage of any possible hints that they may have given me. But I have used advanced searching on FamilySearch to find additional information. I eventually found Anna's married name of the last husband she had, which helped me find her tombstone out on Find a Grave. From that, I was able to add in that husband, and so you'll see that I've found additional information out here and marked additional records. I have just found one more. Let me go to. This is the marriage record I was able to locate on FamilySearch Advanced Searching, finding her final husband, Charles Oliver Davy, with her, Frances. At the time, her last name was Austin, because her second husband had the last name of Austin. This is now her 3rd marriage. And I can verify that this is indeed the correct Horsley, because her father and mother are the same people, and the birthplace is the same. Up until now, I've only had an approximate birth year. I have not yet had the actual date. So we can add this in now. If I open up the record of Anna Horsley, I can now add in 2nd of October. And I'm not going to set it to 1904 as shown on this record. As I've done my research, I've seen 4 different possible birth years for her, and I've decided that 1903 is the most likely correct birth date. Which brings up an interesting point. Had I been doing my initial entry of these new findings out in FamilySearch, I would have initially put in one birth year, later on I would have substituted a different birth year, later on a different, and during all that time, if other researchers were to come by in FamilySearch, they might have started trusting or replicating wrong birth dates and partial information. I have at this point, by finding this marriage record, found the last piece of information I was waiting on before I could share this with FamilySearch. Let me also add in marriage information. So let me move Anna into the primary position, select her final husband, who is Charles Davy, and we will now add the marriage date that we find on this marriage record. That is the 10th of January, 1938, in Cache County, Utah. And again, I won't show you as I take time to create the source for this. Now that I've been researching for a while, I'm ready to upload a few records, a few pieces of data to FamilySearch. Let me show you how easy it is to tell which records you've been working on if you use the tags as I've shown you. Let me go to George Horsley again, and if we look at the descendant list, you can see by these red tags that we have found during this process more information on Nell Campbell. We've added the record for Anna and her first husband Paul and a daughter Georgia. We've also added another husband Reuben and a child Wayne Reuben, and we've added a third husband Charles Davy. We've also added a record of Anna's younger sister Rosa. These may not be all of the records that we have been adding to as we've been researching. Let me show you how to find a complete list of everybody in your database. If I go to the name list view, which lists certain information on everybody in your database, and if I adjust my columns, we want to add here that tag. So I'm going to go to General. We'll scroll down to tag number 1, needs to be compared with FamilySearch. And I want to add that after the FamilySearch PID. So I can see here with the X in that column that Anna Horsley is one of the people that I need to review with FamilySearch. If I now sort on this column by clicking the header, it will put at the top of the list everybody for whom you have made that tag. And that means these are all the people that you have found information that you intend to eventually upload to FamilySearch. At this point, I'm only comfortable in uploading 2 of these people whose information is now complete enough. That is Anna and her last husband, Charles Davy. Let me quickly demonstrate to you how you would upload information now that you've found it and you're ready to share. There are a couple of ways I could do this, but right now let me start with her father, George Horsley, since he's already in FamilySearch, and I will add her as a child into that family. So let me click on the blue tree icon that will bring up his record. Let's take a look at his spouses and children and expand this family. This is the data that's currently out in FamilySearch, and I have found these additional 2 records. I'm not ready yet to share Rosa, but I am ready to show Anna Frances Horsley. So I'm going to click on this box to give me options. I want to add her to FamilySearch. I'm reminded that we have to do a search to make sure she's not already there first. So we will do this search, and we could not find her out there in FamilySearch. Let me do a broader search, and I cannot find her out in FamilySearch, so we're going to go ahead and add her. I'll click here on Add to FamilySearch. Click the Add button here, and now when I hit Process on this screen, it's going to actually add Anna, this record that I've created, over into FamilySearch. We'll process, say yes, this is all the information we wanted to send to FamilySearch. We'll commit the changes. I want to send all events and notes that I've garnered on her. And she is now out in FamilySearch. We've now linked her record to the new record in FamilySearch. And if I wanted, I could at this point click on this blue tree to see what I have in my database compared with what is out there in FamilySearch. And I now have 2 sources I've created. I could click on that, and one at a time I could click these check boxes and send these out to FamilySearch. I won't take the time to do that. You get the idea. Let's also quickly now add Anna's third husband, who I'm ready to add. So we'll go out here to Spouses and Children, and I want to work on this third husband. And we're going to add him. I have to search for him first. He's not there. We'll do a broader search. And I don't see him out here in Family Search, so we can simply add him. And now we'll process, commit, and proceed. This Charles Davy is now being added, not only a new record in Family Search, but also as a spouse to Anna Horsley. We are being asked to find a standardized version of the marriage place. This is what we have in our database. This is the recommendation for a standardization, and that looks correct, so I'll just say select that. Okay, we've now added Anna and her third husband, Charles. I no longer want these tags to be set. I've now completely uploaded everything I have to Family Search, so let's remove these tags. I'll click on that, select the first tag and say I want to clear that tag from Anna, and do the same for Charles. Select that tag and clear it. We still have other people I need to eventually sync up with Family Search, but I've taken care of Anna and Charles. As you've seen, with the help of Tree Tips Research Assistance in Ancestral Quest, it is quite easy to enter your findings, then tag the records so that you won't forget later to upload well-researched information into Family Search. The means of uploading this information is quick and straightforward. And you've gained two important advantages by using a personal database as your initial point of entry. First, you only shared information with Family Tree when it was well researched, so other people would be less likely to rely on and replicate unfinished work. Second, you now have the master copy of your research in your own file where no one else can alter it. As you continue researching your family, you'll be assured that the data you are working with has not been mangled by others. And if you later find that others have altered the information you've shared with Family Tree, you'll have access to your original findings along with any research notes you have recorded. We wish you the best of success as you continue climbing your family tree.